Now it is time to go under the ropes. Mario, let us now kick it off the way we always do.
It's time for Opry Today.
Well, here in the local studio in Florida, we have sipping a nice little beverage, little brown beverage. So it's you can't tell what it is, but it's out of a nice fancy Waterford crystal glass, of course, because that's how I
do not
talk
mess
about-
around. There's no plastic. This is where is Waterford from? Is that like French
Ireland.
or Ireland?
For fuck's sake, it's Ireland.
For
I think it's
fuck's
Ireland.
sake. It's probably
Scotland, Ireland. I think it's Ireland.
not. Waterford.
And this is actually the glass that my wife and I bought
wife.
a drink set when we got married, and that was our gift to each other. Was a nice Waterford alcoholic drink set. So, that's where I got the other decanter. So I'm drinking.
And it is Ireland. You nailed it.
Yeah,
A
see?
Viking city built in 914 AD.
Look at that. So I'm drinking. I have all my. I usually have 2 bourbons in the decanters, and then I keep the bottle next to them so I could tell what it is. Just because I'm like I forget. So I am doing 4 Roses, small batch.
Nice.
Yeah, I like 4 Roses. It's good. And this is isn't that Buffalo Trace?
I think it might be. No, they might be Beam.
Is it Beam? One of them.
Yeah, I think it might be Beam.
But yeah, 4 Roses is pretty good. So I got a little bit of that, taking a little throwback, and right
How
now,
would you compare 4
I'm neat.
Roses to a Basil Hayden?
well, that's the other one I was drinking earlier. This is a little bit. Basil Hayden's a little smoother. This is a little bitier, but they're both really solid. I mean, this has Basil Hayden's a little. I don't know, little smoother, a little different. 4 Roses is kind of on the. I don't know. It's a little bit bolder, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit hotter,
A little hotter. I could see that. Yep.
but it's good taste. Got a nice little, definitely a nice good bourbon. It's going towards that whiskey flavor, but falling short of the peat. I don't like the peat or any of that other stuff in there. Any of that other business.
Yeah. Not a fan of the Ardbeg. The pure
Actually,
smoke.
I do like the Ardbeg. I just don't like I don't know whiskeys.
That's
and,
all peat. That's like the scotches. That's like the most peaty scotch you can get.
Well, it's smoky too. The Ardbeg.
Very
That's why.
smoky. Yeah.
That's why I don't mind it, because it's got that smoky flavor that kind of rules your palate.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, this is nice drinking. This is easy drinking. This is if you're playing cards, this is a nice one to kind of sip.
There you go.
Maybe grab a stogie.
There you go. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm in
For
Tampa. There's so many more cigar places popping up every day. It's
Really?
coming back in fat again.
It's like the new craft brewery is the craft cigar maker.
Yeah, I mean, and we're in Cigar City. This is it. This is the place, man.
That is the place. Yeah, I was drinking some Maker's Mark this weekend, and then I ended up at a carnival with the kids.
Oh, nice.
And I will tell you, it was sort of nice. What wasn't nice is that the kids wanted to go on the spinny rides, which, as you get older, and if you're
Becomes a pukey
drinking
ride.
whiskey, spinny rides are not really so much fun.
Oh, you were drinking whiskey at a carnival and then went on spinny rides?
Well, no, I was drinking whiskey during the day at a party, not knowing that the plan was to go to a carnival later that evening.
Spinny rides.
Spinny rides.
That'll get you.
Yeah,
That's drama right there. That's Puke Fest.
And then it was like, hey, guess what? My wife's uncle is working at the fried dough stand. And guess what? He's giving us unlimited fried dough.
Nice. So you loaded up on fried dough and bourbon, and then you got on a spinny ride.
I felt like Sunday morning, I felt like such crap. Like I just don't eat like that. Luckily, I found 2 pieces of chicken marsala to have before I went to bed on Saturday night to just like give me some sort of nutrition because I thought I was just gonna like my stomach was just like, what have you done to
It's
us?
gonna give out.
Oh, just like a lump of just goo.
Damn.
Lump of goo.
Lump of goo. All right, Brian, what do you got?
All right, so I have not been happy with my drink selections over the last general time frame with the podcast because I was trying to having a seltzer again. Hey, wow, you're having a Spindrift. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And luckily, I found inspiration on the Joe Rogan podcast because he's been having some obviously the guy makes $100-something million a year doing his podcast, has great sponsors, which we'd love to have more great sponsors. So hit us
Love
up,
to have it.
podcast@gmail.com. Forgot that earlier on. So I heard him talking to somebody and he was talking about a botanical drink. And I was like, ooh, let me learn about this delicious botanical tonic. So I picked up a couple bottles of this. Instead of buying like one, like a proper person would do, they're like, hey, I want to try this out. I should get one bottle. For some reason, I felt the need to buy 2 of them.
There you go. How big is the botanical?
So I got this bad boy.
All right.
It is Feel Free, which is a botanical tonic, plant-based herbal supplement.
So tonic you mix with something, right?
No, you just drink it. Now,
Really?
they have a very bizarre website because I never realized that universities needed an official tonic, but apparently this Feel Free tonic is the official tonic of the Texas Longhorns, which is, I guess good, right?
Yeah. It's the
And
big,
also
big football team.
Florida State.
Look at that.
So it's good. Yeah, the official tonic sponsor of Texas Athletics and FSU Athletics.
Damn.
I always joke like I've talked about my Pittsburgh Penguins fan, and occasionally I'll listen to the game on the radio of the Penguins app. And when you get the local radio stations, it's just a whole different planet. You're like, the official motor oil of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the official vaginal lubricant of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like you get a lot of weird, like it's getting pretty deep down. It's not like the official, beer or, stick or like the thing that's related to the sport. It just they're just like, well, we'll take your money, whatever. We'll do it. That's how I feel about this stuff. But this is a plant-based wellness tonic. And this is from the folks at Botanic Tonics. And this is their newest feel-good wellness tonic. Is a kava drink made with kava, kola nut, lion's mane, and rhodiola. These ingredients are known to enhance relaxation, cognitive function, and productivity. Feel Free is naturally caffeinated to boost and sustain your energy without the crash.
Oh, wow.
So that's what it claims. And it says it's best to sip this product when you want a clean energy boost without the jitters, a social lift without the booze, or a focus enhancement without the crash.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is what I'm saying. And I'm trying to figure out how much to drink because it says like, hey.
Oh, it says no more than 2. So they're saying a half bottle is 1 serving.
Yeah.
Not recommended taking more than 2 kava drink servings per day.
Right. So if you drink this whole bottle, like this is your day. Like don't drink any more than this.
Dude, that's where you bet somebody. I want to see you drink like 10 of those.
Yeah.
All day, bro. All day. Just pounding those.
I don't really know how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling a little tingly, which is weird. If it's good or
Tingling in your
bad.
pants,
It's like
or
tingling
just
on
all over
my
your body?
tongue. On my tongue.
Tongue?
And I think my problem was I didn't shake it properly the first time I poured it. I only poured about half. I don't know if you can see. You probably can't. It's only about half that I drank because again, I wasn't going to drink the whole thing.
Are you going to put the other half like on the tampon right up the keister later?
Well, I mean that seems to be
what all
the kids are doing these days. So
hey, if you go into Texas or FSU, I'm just saying they probably experimented.
That's true. They get that Seminole. They get the arrow, right? The spear.
The spear right up the keister.
Put the tampon on the dip it in the spear and then just rah,
there you go.
Keister you. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Now I will tell you, this stuff is not exactly cheap. So if you were to go and buy a box, there is a 12-pack case, and it's $147.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. That's fucked up.
What is that math? That's like over $10 for one of these little things, right? Or am I?
Yeah, how
My
much
math-
did you pay for yours?
I paid $15 for 2 of them.
That's actually a good deal then.
That seemed way better, and it was from like a grocery store. It wasn't like anything.
It's like a bodega. The seal was off. Nothing shady
Someone
about that.
may have. So wow. So if you're buying a case from the website, it's $12 a bottle. Is that right?
25. Yeah.
Is my
12.
math? Oof.
You got a good deal on
I
yours.
think I'll buy the rest of them they have there.
Shit, yeah, clean them out, man. Well, do you have a 2-ounce bottle or is it a 1-ounce bottle?
It's a good question. This is a 2-ounce bottle.
Wow, look at that. You got a
Yeah.
good deal.
The exact same one. Maybe they
Everybody's gonna
mispriced
run
it.
out there.
And I was worried it was like, I'm like, wow, these are expensive. And now going on the website, I'm like, whoa, they're even more expensive there.
Well, let's see. They have the what is it? The classic?
Yeah, I think there's 2 different flavors.
Two
they have.
different ones. So what does it taste like?
Classic. I have the not classic. Well, it's very brown. What does it taste like? It tastes like it smells really medicinal. Almost like
herby.
or very herby, yeah.
Like you're at a spa, drinking a spa. It's like drinking a spa.
The cola nut, it's almost like a hint of like a Coca-Cola. Because isn't that what they use? Like cola nut?
Yeah.
Something?
Cola nut.
And coconut. I don't know what they use. But it's almost like like if you had Coke with way less sugar and maybe like you broke open a vitamin or something. Like you
Well, isn't
blended a
cola-
vitamin into Coke and had less sugar in it.
Huh. Isn't cola syrup what you drink if you're gonna puke?
They said,
Yeah, so like if you're gonna puke, they sell cola syrup, and it's just it tastes like Coca-Cola syrup, but like flat and just a little bit syrupy, and you drink that. What the hell's in it? Is it Epic? Not Epicac. That's the one that makes you puke or makes
Yeah.
you poop. There's another one that's for nausea.
oh, I know what you're talking about. Like a Dramamine thing?
No, let's
Not
see.
for
Cola.
motion. I don't know. Yeah, Interestingly enough here, the other ingredients is pineapple juice, stevia leaf, and natural flavors.
Oh, look at that.
It says there is some kratom in here, but I think the other one, the classic, is one that has like way more kratom in it.
Huh.
But this is supposed to give you energy, which is not really what I want late at night. But, we're riding the lightning a bit today. Trying something different, see how it works.
As you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., you're going to say to yourself, that was not a wise choice.
You got to live and learn. That's the only way to do it, right?
You got to do it.
Got to do it. I needed to try something different. Because, again, you guys are getting bored with my spin drifts, my athletic brewing, booze-free
Booze-free.
beer.
But you know what this is good for? You add that weed drink part in there, and you got a nice weed cocktail. That's what I'm saying.
You become pretty much Albert Einstein when you consume that.
That's right. It's like poof. You get some head high kind of stuff. You put it in there, and you just mix that up, and you're having a great night. No
You're good
puking.
to go. You'd be holding court all night long.
This is anti-puke.
Anti-puke.
This is like you couldn't puke if you tried.
You could just go back to that carnival, eat that fried dough,
Oh, see?
drink those
Now, if you-
bourbons, go on that ride. No
If
puke.
you had one of these bottles in your pants, you could have been like, bam, here you go, spinny ride. Just down it,
Bring
get on the
the
ride.
tornado. Bring it on. So yeah, this is I guess I'll probably have to consume the rest of this and to truly give
Two
a
servings.
review. But it is giving me a little bit of like a little tingly, like a positively tingly feeling. Getting
I
a
think
little
we
bit
need
of
to know what's going on the podcast. Why don't you drink 2 of those bottles on the podcast?
I will not be doing that. That's a terrible idea.
As your heart is going to explode from your chest.
I definitely don't need that. That's not good for anybody.
Well, I could call 911 from here. It's all right.
I'm
know
gonna
where you
answer.
live.
Yeah.
Be a knock on your door. Your wife would be like, "What? What's going on?"
Yeah. So I'm trying to find some other like fun, interesting drinks that I can be doing on the app right today. Because again, these Monday, when we do the early in the week podcast, like we try to dial it back a bit because
We have jobs.
it's just, to be hungover on a Tuesday morning, like that's not, you can't be living your life that way.
I
It's a
used to
terrible
do
thing.
that when I first got divorced. Remember, I was Saturday drunk on like a Tuesday. It was bad. Those were rough days,
It
man.
was a special time in your life, and you needed that.
It was, and now I'm back to like a normal gentleman with a real job, and it's like, yeah, I can't really do that right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have no idea what time my kids are going to wake up. I'm pretty sure it's about an hour earlier than I want them to be up, so I got to be ready to go. I got to be a good dad. I got to
See,
gotta
that's
be there
just
for
it
them.
with kids. Like, you really got to keep your stuff together, right?
100%. Like when you have we know some of these parents, like, and you're like, wow, you're really drinking hard on like a school
Yeah.
night. Like really,
You're gonna be hammered. Like, really, you're doing
but
that?
the nanny's gonna take care of them. Like,
Yeah.
all right, well,
Yeah. All right.
you do you, wine mom.
So let me ask you, that has kava in it, right?
Kava.
So when I see these kava bars, like, is that what's in there? Is kava?
If
But
it's
what
a
is
kava
kava?
bar, what
The
is
hell's
kava?
kava?
Let's see.
I thought
Maybe.
kava was the shell of the coffee bean that people are now brewing into.
Oh,
Is it?
yeah, I remember Cascara. Wasn't that the Costco or Starbucks thing they were doing?
Yeah.
We'll see. Kava is grown in southern Pacific nation of Vanuatu. These ancient roots from the Pacific Islands are used to relieve stress and promote relaxation.
Oh, look at that.
That's all they're telling me about the old kava root. But the
Oh, they're
cola
saying they
nut
use the root.
is the seed of the plant Cola nitida and is native to the rainforests of West Africa. The caffeine in the cola nut can provide a natural boost of energy and improve mental alertness.
Huh. So I found an article from the Cleveland Clinic, and they're saying kava is an herbal supplement. They call it's referred to as nature's Xanax.
Look at that.
It's all natural mood relaxer.
There you go. Nature's Xanax.
So this is what they're pouring at these kava places. I gotta go one of these. There's a few right by me. I gotta try them out. I'm like, I don't know. I don't drink kava. I don't drink anything. I don't know what it is.
See, now you know what it is. And now you can step your Apre Today game up by going to the kava place.
Both kava and alcohol are depressants. So taking them together raises your risk of mood changes and cognitive impairment and increases your risk of liver toxicity. All right, so maybe not mix them together. Just saying.
Yeah, I was thinking like, what booze would I mix this with? And it's like, well, the whole point of this is not to mix it, stupid. So how about nothing?
Yeah, you don't want to pound some beers and then do this.
Yeah, not a good idea. That said, yesterday I was at another party, and someone gave me a Cutwater margarita.
Oh yeah,
you ever had those things?
Yeah, the Cutwater is pretty good, tasty.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, this is really good. And I look at it, it's like 12.5% alcohol. I'm like, God damn.
Oh,
I was already like, I was kind of like drinking it a little quicker than I should have.
That's right.
It was a crappy.
Turn it to Rick James.
I am really glad. I like slammed on the brakes. I was like, one is good. That's all. That's all I can do.
Whoa! I actually read the label. I gotta slow down.
Like an actual grown up for once.
Yeah, look at that. See.
Well done, sir. So
well played, sir.
See, we're stepping our game up, trying all kinds of interesting stuff, right?
Same.
Yeah. The Cutwater lime margarita is fantastic. The Cutwater Long Island iced tea, not so good.
I never had that one. I had the margarita and they have mojito, I think, and something else, and they were all pretty good.
I had some sort of like Texas drink.
Texas tea bag?
The old Texas tea bag. Just like Mom always liked. No, it was ranch water. That's what it is. Ranch water.
Imagine if it tasted like ranch. You'd be like, what
dressing?
is this? Goddamn Hidden Valley ranch water.
Finally, someone made drinkable ranch dressing.
Just ranch dressing with alcohol. That's
My
it.
letters have been answered.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah, so the ranch water is tequila with lime juice and soda.
Hmm.
So that was pretty solid. That's a good beach drink.
So they have a rum mojito variety pack.
Oh boy.
Cutwater does. That one looks.
Oh, they got a watermelon ranch water. Nice. And a spicy pineapple margarita. Oh boy.
Damn.
You got some good stuff here, these Cutwater folks.
Yeah, so they got that rum mojito pack. It's a mixed pack. They have mint lime, passion fruit, and guava, and mango watermelon.
Then they have a canned White Russian that's 14% alcohol.
Damn.
Imagine getting hammered on White Russians. Oh,
That's milk, right? Or cream?
yeah, it's cream.
Damn. That vomit would not be good.
Oh, bunch of
Oh,
savages.
look at a Mai Tai.
Bunch of savages. Like this makes
then they have-
drinking too easy. And
they
you have a
tequila
canned Mai
pack,
Tai.
Canned Mai Tai. They have tequila packs. They got everything.
Got whiskey lemonade. That sounds
Damn.
lovely.
Yeah, nice hot day, whiskey lemonade. I don't know.
Mowing the lawn.
White Russian while you're sitting outside on the beach. I don't know about that.
White Russians. Like this.
Nice warm one.
I gotta tell you though, there was a time when, again, pre-kids, like just come home from work one day and just put on like the Big Lebowski and just drink White Russian till I passed out. Like that was just, it's just what you did. It could have been a Tuesday night. It very well could have been, and it didn't even matter.
I like the taste of the White Russian. It just bothers me that it's cream in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, if it was milk, it'd be like, all right, but
it's the creams that makes it so good though.
it feels like my arteries are hardening as I drink.
Well, I was even putting my own little twist on it because for the longest time I was getting really into different kinds of creamers for the coffee instead of milk or half and half or heavy cream. I was finding these like coconut creamers. So Trader Joe's has one, and that's just what it's called, coconut creamer. So what I would do is I would use that, and I had a coconut vodka. So I would call it a white Hawaiian. So
look at that.
You'd use the coconut vodka, the coconut creamer, and then the Kahlua.
It's a White Russian hiding in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's called it's like Putin on vacation.
Putin, yeah. Putin on the run.
Putin on the run.
It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, they can live a little. Try it out.
I was gonna say
get weird.
Where you're making your bulletproof coffee, I would have thought you put butter in there too. A little butter, a little MCT oil.
What drinks have butter and booze?
There's a Slippery Nipple has butter, doesn't it?
Hot buttered rum, which doesn't actually have butter, right? Slippery Nipple. What is a Slippery Nipple?
It's more of a shot.
Yeah.
Is there Irish cream?
But like if you're going to a bar, do they actually have like a block of Land O'Lakes back there?
Hey, give me a chunk of Land O'Lakes in this Slippery Nipple. Make it real slippery.
Oh, a buttery nipple. Is that the one?
Buttery nipple. It's some kind of nipple.
It's definitely a nip.
I got nipples. Can you milk me?
No, there's definitely no butter involved. They're talking
Buttery
butterscotch, schnapps, and Irish cream.
That's a whole section of drink making, of mixology, adding the butter.
How about we call it the butter bar?
The butter bar.
Butter bar.
Like that.
Just every drink we serve has butter in it.
Yes. Can I have a water with butter? Everything comes with butter, whether you want it or not. Like, I'm sorry, dude. This is the butter bar.
Well, you can have water, but the ice cubes are made of butter. So you get the frozen butter chips, like just chuck them in your glass of water.
You get like instead of putting like a piece of fruit in your beer, they put a little piece of butter in there, a little pat of butter.
Phenomenal. But a mojito, you're like muddling in some butter. Some rum.
What are you muddling in there? You got a little butter in there. Got to do it.
This is a good goddamn idea.
The butter bar rules, man. I'm sorry. I can't serve anything without butter.
Yep. It's a
It's a
violation
rule.
of our charter. I'm sorry.
You're fired for that. You lactose intolerant? Go find another bar.
Butter bar. God damn, that'd be great.
Butter
Just have like
bar.
a cauldron of butter just waiting to dip your snacks into.
Oh, you know what you could have on every table? Besides the sanitizer, Larry David, you could have the butter bells on every table. If you want a little extra butter, bam.
Bang.
There it is.
Personal butter bell.
Personal butter bell.
And you know what? We'll have like some sort of like
PBBs.
we'll have like a neck strap so you can keep it around your neck and just sort of,
There should be like a carry a to-go butter bell so that like on the road you can
Like a
like
holster.
have your butter. Like why not?
butter holster.
Butter holster. So that you're never far from fresh creamery butter at any time.
Just absolutely glorious.
Dude, we could just make America fat that much fatter.
But you know what? Butter is not really as bad for you as you think. The problem is the stuff you're putting in the butter usually. That's usually where like the bread stuff. That's what's messing you up, not so much the butter.
I think if you use straight butter, that's probably pretty bad too.
Well, it depends how much straight butter. Or yeah, or like you gotta say you're dipping lobster. You know, you get your little cauldron of butter. You can just dip.
I think the trick with lobster is they gotta boil it in butter. Butter poached. I was watching a show and they had they were doing like butter poached lobster, and I was like, that is such an awesome idea.
Yeah.
You're boiling it in butter, and then you're eating it.
And then you thermidor it.
Then you thermidor.
Then you thermidor it. And you
There
deep
you
fry
go.
the whole thing. Why not? What the hell?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cultivating soft shell lobsters so you eat the whole thing. One
Well,
bite.
lobster thermidor, you poach it in butter, and then you put the ice cream around, and then bake it like Alaska. Bake Alaska. That'd be
You're
like
going-
decadent.
That is quite a culinary adventure you'll be going on with that meal.
I don't know. There's. It sounds pretty gross when I think about it, but
I think we've jumped
it
the
could
shark.
be great. It could be great. You never know.
I think Apple today just jumped the shark.
These are things that we must try out at a later time.
Later time. Sometime, somewhere, someplace.
That
It
could
will
be the home run you're looking for to make your whole career.
That's right. This is what gets you to the dance.
If anybody's listening and is a culinary genius and has a great recipe that is not really mainstream with butter, let us know.
Butter.
I'm pro butter.
Extremely pro butter. Team
No
butter
margarine.
all the way.
No margarine, no yogurt, no bromo. I
Not
did
no-
like bromo and brown back in the day, but I've been on the straight butter train since I met my wife. So
Not no parquet. Not no margarine. Strictly butter.
she's a Canadian gal. She's like, fuck that. On the prairie, we eat butter. That's it.
That's right.
No margarine. That's not real. It's butter, regular butter. And now I got her into the Kerrygold because Costco has it and it's delicious.
It's the best butter.
Grass fed,
Grass fed. Best butter.
best butter, pound for pound.
Well, speaking of the best, now it is time to go.
Under the ropes.
So last Under the Ropes, we talked about that beluga whale that they found in Scandinavia and think it may be Russian. And maybe
Oh yes,
the Russians were
spy.
using it. A spy whale.
Spy whale. I remember
Now the Russians, they are boosting their dolphin patrols to protect the Crimea naval base.
that. Wow.
Footage shows a near doubling of dolphin pens guarding the Sevastopol harbor. British intelligence says.
Oh, this is some real news. I like this.
Yeah, the Russian Navy is increasing the number of trained dolphins it uses to protect its main military base in the Black Sea, according to intelligence reports. The animals are guarding the entry to the port of Sevastopol in Russian-occupied Crimea and are likely intended to counter enemy divers. British military intelligence said Friday. In recent weeks, imagery shows a near doubling of floating mammal pens in the harbor, which highly likely contain bottlenose dolphins.
Wow.
Trained animals have been used for decades by the military or intelligence agencies to carry out specific missions. Again, a beluga whale, which has made several appearances off the Scandinavian coast in recent years, is, for instance, believed to be a spy trained by the Russian army.
That's the heavy spy. They bring in the heavies.
Yeah, so you got these bottlenose dolphins.
Dude, I totally believe dolphins are able to do this shit.
I do
The
too.
U.S. used them. U.S. used them.
But now, couldn't you picture some sort of like episode of Flipper where like they send Flipper over there to like, hey, like talk to the dolphins and be like, hey man, like why are you guys fighting for the Russians? The Russians are the bad guys. Like, and like Flipper like breaks them all free.
No,
Like,
the
or they
best
capture
is-
Flipper and he turns them.
No, these things are trained to put like landmines on ships and blow them up. And then you're out there like fucking canoeing, and all of a sudden, bleep. What are you doing, dolphin? Fucking blow your ass up. Like,
Like,
eh,
it's like just like on its tail, like swimming across the water, like watching you as you explode.
that's right. It's like it crossed with Jay-Z training. And it's like, bye, bitches. Dave Chappelle training. That's the Dave Chappelle one. Bye, bitch.
It's so. I mean, I guess it makes a lot of sense. We use dogs, we use horses
I
in,
think
in
it's.
fighting, right?
I believe
use
it, man.
dolphins.
Dolphins are smart as shit. They're smarter than most people I know.
Yeah.
I gotta believe, pound for pound, most of the people that work for me, they would lose to a dolphin
Yeah.
in a battle of wits.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Like, I'm pretty lucky the place I live in. I know you kind of go to other places and you're like, oh, this is the rest of America that I've been told about. Like, yeah. You're like, wow. There's some
Walmart on a Saturday afternoon. Just saying. I love Walmart.
There's some
You will see some stuff.
some big people with some poor tattoo choices.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You hang around a tattoo shop, I guarantee you feel a lot better about yourself.
I always want to ask like someone who's driving like a 97 Taurus and is like overweight with bad tattoos. I'm like, so is your full 401k fully maxed out? Because apparently
Diversify your
you have money.
bonds.
You have money for these awful tattoos. So obviously you must have enough money for retirement and
Dude, they will look you right in the eye and be like, I use Wu-Tang Financial.
Wu-Tang Financial.
I got my stuff locked down.
Yeah.
I gotta say, there are some very smart people that get tattoos, though.
I'm not
I want
saying.
to get a tattoo.
Yeah. I just. They're not for me.
Am I too old now? I think I'm too old to get a tattoo.
You're never too old. I remember an ex-girlfriend of mine's father got a tattoo in his like 50s of like the band Mountain, like that 70s band, like Mississippi Queen, Brandon, like of their logo on his arm.
Really?
And, like,
That's a bad tattoo.
Yeah, and it wasn't like 1976 we did it either. It was like the 90s.
That's a bad. Maybe
It's like
he really
was
love
it the
that
Water
band.
Boy when he got like what did the
Roy
tattoo?
Orbison.
Roy Orbison on his butt.
That's right, on his ass. Mama
Yeah.
don't know what Mama don't know. Don't hurt her.
Exactly, just like that.
That's crazy shit.
But like, and you see like all these girls getting like arm tattoos, and it's just like,
The sleeve is kind of cool though. It depends on it depends if they go with a theme or they get just random shit. Like if they get random stuff, you're like, all right, you got a lot of random stuff going on in that brain. But sometimes you see like women and men, they get like, you get a theme, like
Mhm.
all the way down, you get like the sleeve. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but as a female, it definitely changes the type of males you will have in your breeding pool to choose from.
You will get a lot of guys with a lot more wealth.
A lot of guys who are perhaps parts of like biker gangs.
Perhaps, depending
Perhaps.
what you have.
So it could be a big positive for you. Big net positive. It's an investment on your arm right there.
What if you have like black and whites of famous scientists on your arms? I don't know who you attracted.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
true.
is that Albert Einstein? Well, why, yes, it is.
It's I'm a big believer in choice and freedom, but I think, what you do with your freedom and the choices you make will definitely put you down a certain path.
See, down here in Florida, I am of the minority that has no tattoos. It's really weird. Like I feel uncomfortable that I don't have any tattoos.
Yeah.
Like there's people a lot older than me, a lot younger than me, all tattooed up. And it's just kind of accepted and that's what it is. The one
Yeah.
thing I still can't preach is I see people in business in corporate America down here with like hand and wrist tattoos, sometimes finger tattoos, and every once in a while a little creeping up the neck. And I'm like,
Mm,
if you go neck tattoos, you better have it made. Like you better not have to work for anybody, or you work in a certain industry and you're good.
you're in a
But
bike shop.
dude,
Yeah.
I worked. So when I was at Time, they're gone now anyway. So I could talk about this. When I was at Time, the CFO had neck and fingers tattooed.
Really?
And then all over his body he had tattooed. I'm like, what the fuck? I remember seeing him, and when they were selling, he's like, yeah, he's like, I made a lot of money. He's like, I'm probably gonna retire early. He's like, I have a hard chance getting a really, what I make here, I have a hard chance making that somewhere else because of all my tattoos. Like he knew it. And I was like, holy shit, but he was that smart and good at his job. I was like,
By
some of
CFO,
these-
you mean Chief Fuck You Officer.
Chief fuck officer. The guy fucks. That guy fucks.
That guy fucks.
But yeah, I was like, holy shit, this dude was making it CFO. I'm like, God damn, of a division. It wasn't like of all time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, holy shit, still. I'm like, this guy making some coin. And he's like, tattoo on the neck. Once you go on the neck, that's
You're dedicated.
unless you're wearing freaking turtlenecks all the time in a in a ski area, like, what are you gonna do? You can't hide that up.
You've and what I guess the thing, like I wouldn't even know what I would get it of on my neck.
See, you're autistic as well as me. And if you put something on your body and in 2 years you don't like the way it looks, you're gonna be pissed off. But like, I want this shit off. This is bullshit. Muff cabbage. I can't sit with this on me.
I'm gonna steal the line from Sebastian Maniscalco. He's like, you don't put bumper stickers on a Ferrari.
Sometimes you do. If it's highfalutin ski bumps.
That's the way I
Boom.
that's the way I think of my body. You don't put bumper stickers on a Ferrari.
What do you think about a highfalutin ski bum podcast? Logo right on your shoulder. The shoulder right there, right on the shoulder,
shoulder.
protecting you.
Yeah.
That could work.
I remember a kid I knew back in the day. He had like a Yankee Stadium tattoo on his shoulder.
That's just dumb.
I just like, and maybe I just knew people who had the dumbest tattoos when I was younger, and it put a really bad taste in my mouth. I don't know what it is.
So when I go to the beach, like I'll see, I look around. There's tattoos everywhere. I've
Yeah.
seen the Philly, the Eagles logo, the Steelers logo, and I'm like, you really want that on your body? Like, I don't know. Guess you're a diehard fan. That's
You know, some poor bastard out in like Kentucky had a Bud Light tattoo.
it's like I gotta
And he's
change.
like,
the
God damn, I'm cutting his fucking arm off.
That's right. But lad, I can't even look at his tattoo anymore.
I will not be affiliated with that beverage any longer.
Dude, there's a freaking class action lawsuit going against that. I'm sure.
And ask what kind of lawsuit?
My tattoos are useless now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was the way I was raised. Again, the people I saw have bad tattoos young. I never, ever had any interest in one. It's just not
I had a total
not my
interest.
thing.
I almost tattooed myself. So there was a buddy of mine when I was at App State, and he was like, let's do crosses on our arm. And I'm like, cross is pretty easy to do. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, you want to put it on me and I'll put it on you? I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking touch that. So he did it himself. And I was like, I'm sitting there thinking after he did it, I'm like, that was like what you would do in prison. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that shit. So he
Yeah.
did it. And then he's like, yeah, it came out really shitty. He's like, I got to go to an artist and like but he did a nice cross and everything. Like it came out pretty cool. And I was like, all right, that's not bad. And then I was like, something like that, I guess, would kind of be cool, like religious or family or something that really means something. But
Mhm.
then I see people, then my buddy Joe, well, you never met Joe, he had a fucking Tasmanian devil holding a beer. I'm like, do you really feel proud about that one? Because that's pretty fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And again, like we have some buddies that we know have some pretty sweet tattoos.
yeah.
And it's like cool, but again, it's like I wouldn't want that personally
So
on me.
Frank's Uller and his whole
That's
thing that he's
exactly what I
got,
was thinking. Yeah.
that's pretty fucking awesome.
That
Like
is cool.
that is awesome. But that's a lot of work. That's a lot of
Yeah.
time in the seat getting the tattoo done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just keep going back to Tasmanian devil, fucking holding a beer. Who was it? Your cousin. What's her face? Kurt's
Oh yeah.
stepdaughter.
What's her face?
Kurt's stepdaughter.
Oh yeah. Christina.
Christina.
Christine?
She got a bad tat. Well, it was a good tattoo with bad coloring on her like back of the neck, and it was like a dolphin or something like that. And she was like, I hate it. So she was getting it lasered off. She said it was the most painful thing. And then she went and got this retarded tattoo on her foot. And it was on the top of the foot. And she said it hurt a lot. And her mom was even like, that's the dumbest tattoo ever. Like, so she was getting that lasered off too. And I'm like, why? Like, why would you get that in the first place? Were you that drunk?
What she could have gotten was nothing.
Yeah, like, but she didn't even do it when she was drunk. She just thought it was a good idea. I'm like, you really got to think about think about
Every
what you want to
decision you
do.
make all the
Write
time.
that shit down and then wait like a day or two and then read it and be like, yeah, that was probably a bad idea.
I remember I met this guy. It was like a family member, like 18 times removed kind of thing on my wife's side. And he had this giant tattoo. He was from Florida and had a giant tattoo of Florida on his back.
Nice.
And we were at the pool, and I'm like, oh, so why'd you get that? And he's like, well, I was kind of drunk, and we went and got tattoos. And I'm like,
That's what you messing with. Was like, is that a
course.
penis on your back? Like it
Yeah.
looks like a big wang with the.
like Florida man gets a tattoo. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. I wonder what percentage of people are drunk when they get their tattoos.
But if it's on your back, how do you know what they tattooed?
That's like in Dude, Where's My Car? He's
Yeah.
like, dude, what does yours say? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet. Dude, what does mine say? Dude, what does mine say? Sweet. Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even like the Japanese symbols where they get the thing, and it's like, how do you really know what that translates to?
Well, yeah, right.
Fluent it's not even knowing Japanese. You need to know like the writing of it because it's very like subtle it's an art form. Like
Yeah.
if you could have a master do it, yeah. But
It was
I don't
funny
know,
too
man.
how like they all go in stages too. Like there's just
The
like
tribal
anything else.
tattoos were big.
That's like the late 90s. That's when you got that one. The
Yeah.
tramp stamp had a certain time frame, and they all like discolor because with time.
Oh
And
yeah.
like you almost know exactly when people got their tattoos based on the style of it and the fading of it.
But people do the throwback. They do like the old sailor tattoos now.
Yeah.
Still. And I love those because it's like a throwback, but you have no idea when it was done.
Or like an anchor or like a mermaid on your forearm.
Yeah. There's no way you were born in the 20s. I don't know how old you are, right?
You Sailor Jerry?
That's right.
I read, and like the girls like with the little like cute little quotes they have like right above their hip or under their boob, like exactly that was like mid 2010s. That's when they got that because that was the cute thing to do at that time. Like
Well,
there's just
and then sometimes you see the saying, the Lord, what is it? Teach me to, I keep forgetting the saying. And that's like an addict thing. So like if you recovered, whatever, you get that saying, and it's like, that's cool. It's meaningful though. Like, I'm kind of like, all right, I get that. You get a proverb or something like that. Like, yeah, I get that stuff. That's kind of cool. And you use a little reminder.
But then you have the fat absentee mother who gets like world's best mom tattooed, and yet she has no money to pay for her kids to go to school or to get them books, but she has the tattoo that says world's best mom, and she's in the chair for 8 hours getting that put on.
Oh
while
yeah.
her, kids were wandering the streets or watching TV. So
So here's the funniest thing is I was in a supermarket one time and this girl had a tattoo on her arm and it was like a person's face. It was like a hat. I swear to God, it looked exactly like fucking Danny DeVito with a hat.
Oh my god.
I'm like, why the fuck would she have Danny DeVito with a hat? So I said to the person that I'm with, I'm like, you see that thing is fucking Danny DeVito? And I'm like, dumbass. It's like a memorial. So they do the memorial to like somebody that passed away and they do their picture. I'm like, that's really cool, but it looks like Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I
like,
have another
oh.
family member by my wife who got a tattoo of his dog when his dog died. And I was just like,
That's kind of cool too. I mean, it's
is
a
it though?
doggy.
It's a fucking dog, man. Like, just get a new one. Like,
For that
just get a-
person, all right.
And like, he didn't take care of the dog because he's kind of a deadbeat. But then when the dog was dead, it was like the worst thing on the planet ever happened to him.
Oh, that's
You know, like that's sort of like that kind of dummy.
Nothing else matters except my dog right now. And then they move on to something else.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, my PS5 broke, so I got a PS5 tattoo on my other arm because I was so sad when it broke.
Oh man.
It's just
All right, so it's the serenity prayer. And I've seen this on a bunch of people. And it's like if you beat addiction, it's like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Like, that's cool, but it's very like Zen and
a lot of words.
I kind of like that. But it's kind of like sometimes they do like a little version of it or like a shorter thing of it. Kind of cool.
You could
but at least
also
you can
get
read it.
you could also get a reverse T-shirt and look in the mirror and then read the same thing.
A reverse T-shirt.
Problem solved. Like the ambulance has in the front of the
That's right.
ambulance, like in reverse. So when you're seeing the mirror,
Even better, you give it to all your buddies with the proverb on the back, and you see it all the
read
time.
it off their shirts. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, what would you get if you got a tattoo? Battleship, fucking right on your ass.
Fucking Roy Orbison.
Orbison.
Like that's
P.
the
Diddy.
thing. Like,
Wu-Tang.
yeah, like
You get it right across, like wings. Wu-Tang.
Sons of Anarchy on my back.
Oh, that's the other thing. People do wings.
Wings, yeah. Or like the girls get the little bows in the back of their legs. You're like, well, obviously you're a hoe because that's the only person who would get that.
I don't know if she's a hoe, but my wife and I would go out to the beach and we'd see this girl, and on her, just below the ass, on her, I guess that's the thigh, the back of the thigh. One side said pretty, and the other side said please. Pretty please. I'm like,
we're not saying she's a hoe.
You must love going home for Thanksgiving and saying, hey, how you doing, Mom and Dad?
Yeah.
I turned out really well.
I just, yeah.
Oh, like, betting man, I'm saying there's a $20, $20 in my pocket that would get you a lot.
I think a lot of people have enjoyed reading that over and over again.
That's just fucked up. Like some of the things you think of, like, why would you do that? Like, I don't know. And then like I was in Hoboken one time buying lottery tickets. So I go into the little bodega. I think it was, I forgot where it was, but I go in there. I'm like, it's like, whatever, $500 million or whatever. And I'm like, I got to play my lottery. And I go in there and I look, and the guy waiting, HVAC dude, I'm like, working his ass off. And I'm like, I look at him and he's got the fucking eye under his eye tattooed on his face. And he's got other shit. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Like, that's all you, dude. Like, you're whatever prison you're in. Like, that's not even American prison. That's like fucking Russian gulag. You're in a foreign prison getting that shit.
That's like the Stranger Things jail when they were in Russia.
That's right. Dude, I think that was the Stranger Thing logo on your face.
Yeah, people
Dude,
just...
I think you got a Teletubby by your mouth. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Calvin and Hobbes pissing.
Calvin and Hobbes pissing. That, like, occasionally you see a few of those left.
Pissing in your mouth.
Yeah. Then you're walking into your CFO interview and it's like, 12 years at Morgan Stanley, had a very stellar record.
And then Goldman Sachs was wooing me, but I decided to come here.
Uh,
This guy, I don't know what he's doing. This guy fucking genius.
he's gr-
Gotta
he's
hire
like,
this guy.
here's my CNBC reel. I got a couple episodes with the Money
Dude.
Honey lady, and
If you could fake some of that shit, you walk in there with that fucking whatever on there. Fucking Dale Earnhardt over your forehead.
yeah. See, like I wouldn't even know where to start. I don't even want to think about where I'd start. Like I like it. I like au naturel.
Oh, no.
I couldn't imagine, like, it must be tough too. Like, what if you're someone who's dating and you really don't like tattoos? It seems like everybody, yeah, like you mentioned, like everybody seems to have them now. Like,
And they're cool. Like I love tattoos. I love seeing good tattoos on people. I also love, for enjoyment, funny purposes, to see bad tattoos on people. I'm like, that's a fucked up tattoo. Like I'll be
Yeah.
like, Mel, look at that tattoo. That's pretty fucked up.
another family member, closer one on my wife's side, instead of going to therapy and addressing her issues, decided to take it all out on her body with tattoos. And it's like
Let's write it on. Let's set a list by tattoos.
they're all awful and they're all big, and it's just this.
Wow.
Yeah,
Do you want to settle it in the ring, or
were-
do you want to settle it in a tattoo? Let's settle
what were you thinking? Again, because again, this, and when you are looking for a certain kind of guy, I want a guy who's gonna, love me and have a family and do this, and then you see like all these like weird ass
Just bad
tattoos. It's
Yeah.
it's not selling. It's not selling you for what you actually want. It's like, hey man, I want to buy a minivan. It's like, hey, how about this 911 Porsche here? It's like, that's not really what I'm trying to buy. It's not what I'm.
So here's the thing. I know you're an art guy. I'm an art guy. So you see the human body. It's a beautiful form, right? Naked, whatever. It's
Some of them.
beautiful. It is beautiful, right?
Like the guy I saw yesterday with buying the Slurpee at the Jumpstone place. He had bruises on his legs from just being fat. Like he was so fat and
my
heavy,
God, that's
his
horrible.
body was bruising because he was walking.
Damn. Okay, that's
Slurpee
bad.
was not going to help either. That is
That's
not a
bad.
beautiful body.
But sometimes you see beautiful bodies and you're like, and then you see really good tattoo artwork on there. And you're like, all right, I get it. It could accentuate the whole thing. And then you see Mr. Fatty walking at 7-Eleven and you're like, no, there's no way that's good.
For me, it more all takes on the role of graffiti. Like
how about graffiti art?
If you have a beautiful house,
Do you get Banksy to paint the dick on you? You're leaving that on, aren't you? It's a rocket ship, guys. Come on.
Well, it's funny. Like there's the meme where it shows like the guy passed out drunk and like his friends like drew on a marker all over his face. It's like 1990s like frat party, and it's like 2020s rapper. It's the same picture.
Rapper. Boom.
It's like you look at guys like a Post Malone, like the amount of like facial tattoos. Because like remember when Tyson got his, like what a huge deal it was. Like, oh my god, this crazy freak.
His face, and they're like it's tribal and all this stuff, and it was like, and that was like paled in comparison.
Oh, it just opens Pandora's box and everyone just goes buck wild on there now.
I like Post Malone did the Cheetos commercial or the Doritos commercial. He had the Dorito on his face. You're joking around that they like put the Dorito like tattoo on him.
Yeah,
I like that. It's all right.
Hey man, as long as it's his face and not mine, that's cool.
Yeah. All right. So if we get tattoos, we got to do it live on streaming for the podcast. Promise.
Hold your breath, everybody.
It might be on the ass, might be on the face, might be on the back of the head.
What if we get each other's faces on our asses?
How about we get both of our faces on each cheek looking at each other?
like
Over the Great Divide.
Like Beavis and Butthead. We'll get Beavis and Butthead caricatures of ourselves.
Oh, that's good. How about Mount Rushmore right over the cheeks?
Oh, there you go.
Boom.
I like it.
What's separated? Trump and Putin separated by cheeks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
God and Satan.
A little pitchfork.
Yeah.
Where's the pitchfork going though? That's what I'm
We
saying.
know where the pitchfork's going.
Ew.
We
Where's
know
that
where
thunderbolt going from God? Bam.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Yeah.
I think they're going both to the same place.
Didn't like Steve-O get like his dick tattooed? I think he did.
Anything with like, so if you've ever gotten cut in like a fight or falling or whatever, like the face is just like it bleeds a lot because there's not a lot of like flesh. It's just skin and bone. Like it bleeds like shit. So anything on the face, like tattoo wise, I think it's got to bleed like crazy. It's got to hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've heard anything on the hands or like the top of the feet hurts because there's no
No
meat.
muscle or fat or anything there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's just like drilling into like bone or something.
You know, it'd be cool to like have on part of like your whole upper thigh, have it like look like a waffle. So it has like a waffle pattern.
Oh, pattern it. You just pattern.
Pattern it.
I like that. And then you see there are some people that are just like all inked up, like literally like blacked out, like ink. It's weird as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you go to the beach, you can see some interesting characters. And the shadier the beach, the better.
Yes. But not the nude beach.
Not
Definitely
nude
not the nude beach.
There's one right by me.
Dude, you can't unsee that stuff. That's the problem.
Yeah.
How
Gravity.
do our listeners feel about nude beach? Write into us. There's
And-
no way. I've never been to a nude beach. I don't think I would.
Perhaps we can have a meetup at a nude beach. Of
We'll
a
tell you when to
summer
meet up.
gathering.
We'll tell you when to meet up, and we won't be there.
Yeah. Oh, we got the wrong address.
We'll organize.
Damn.
No. We'll openly organize the meetup, but we just won't be there. You guys meet up, talk about yourselves, talk about the podcast, and then
Everybody
tell us how it
wears a Schlong GoPro.
is. Song Pro,
It's like the Schlong Witch Project.
the room dough, and the room dough is going around.
There it goes.
Is there a cat on it? Yeah, there might be.
It's just playing like party rock like the whole time.
Oh, so there's this little robot at the bowling alley. So when I bowl, they have this little robot that delivers food. So it's funny. It's like a little thing. It just zips around, and it's got like a little iPad face, and it's like, "Hey, hello." It's like seems like a Japanese like little thing. It's hilarious. And so it comes over the other day because we had a bowl, and I think it was like a Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday, and we were like pre-bowling because we're not going to be here for our regular bowling.
You're pre-bowling.
Pre-bowling because we can't be there for regular bowling. So
No, that was impossible.
so we had an opening on Saturday. So like we bowled. So anyway, the little dude comes over for food. And it's funny because like you got to watch it because people are like, "Hey, yeah, that looks good. Look, free chicken fingers," and they just fucking take it off of there.
Mozzarella sticks for me. Thank
Boom.
you.
Thanks, asshole. Go find that thing. So it comes to your lane and it knows where all the lanes are. It's awesome. It's like a little legit robot. So, and it stops there and like you got to acknowledge, that you got your order and okay, go back. And I pressed the wrong button. I started pressing shit and I'm like, this fucking thing's not leaving. So my buddy's like looking at it. He's like, he puts it on fucking birthday mode and he like sends it to another thing. So it's going down like half the alley. Happy birthday. Fucking just boom, boom, like lights and shit going and like happy birthday. I'm like, that's awesome. So it actually goes and stops at somebody's lane. And like, there's like a kid there looking like, what the fuck? It's not my birthday. So they come out press a bunch of buttons and send it to wherever it went.
I thought you were like, it was going to go to like a Black Mirror episode where like the goddamn robot won't go away.
The robot kept coming back.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you got to keep sending it to the same alley.
I love you. I love you. I will never leave you.
But it was like, you put it on party mode or you put it on birthday mode and you think, oh, it's going to just say happy birthday when it gets the thing. No, it was happy birthday. Like when it leaves, do, happy birthday to you. And it's like going the entire way to the lane. And I'm like, holy shit, that thing it's really happy birthday. And So someone at work there was like, they came out right away, like they shut it off. I'm like, yeah, it must annoy the shit out of them.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
Oh yeah,
League game, you gotta be focused in the zone. Can't be bothered by the goddamn birthday robot.
in it, man.
Eyes on the prize.
Yeah, dude, I bought a 240 that day.
God damn, look at you.
240. I'm ready for the Pro Tour.
240. Jesus.
Swinging that ball. I'm balling. I'm Big Lebowski in that shit.
Yeah, right?
I'm the dude.
God damn, 240.
Dude, I
Impressive.
gotta show up in the fucking, what is that? The name of that thing? The
What's that?
sweater.
Oh, the Pendleton one?
Pendleton.
Yeah.
No, it's called something else. It's
Well, the
There's-
brand that makes it is called Pendleton.
yeah, but there's a name for the model.
Yeah.
Shit. If you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I
gotta get one of those.
do. And I think I have it bookmarked somewhere.
I think it's in our Amazon.
Wish list.
It's our wish list. So if you want to get us something, look up our Amazon wish list.
Westerly.
The Westerly. That's it.
Yes, the Westerly. There you
Dude, I
go.
walk in with the Westerly, roll like a 250, and just freaking order White Russians. That's it.
Russians.
White
Hail to the
Russians.
king, baby.
That's right.
Well, I don't
All
know
right.
how we got onto that crazy ass tangent. That's when you're under the ropes. That's what happens sometimes.
We got another story, don't we?
We do have one more story.
All right, I'll lead it off. Father fakes his own death, then shows up to his funeral on a helicopter so he can teach his kids a lesson on how to appreciate someone while they're alive. So, talk about fucking with people.
God damn.
Being a father is a thankless job. So you spend your days slaving away, working, only to come home to a bunch of ungrateful, unappreciative kids.
Preach.
And this generation, you're not even coming home to them. They're just sitting there going, sup, while they're playing fucking video games.
Yeah.
So they don't really realize how good they have it. So instead of getting a minute to yourself to decompress, you have to complete whatever honey-do list. There's a whole bunch of stuff when you come home. So
Got to pay for a windshield that your kid broke with his head for $1,400.
that's right. You know what they do in Florida? They pay for that shit. Insurance has to pay for one per year.
Goddamn.
Per year. So it sounds pretty fucked up. So this guy, what the hell is his name?
He is a Belgian man, David Berton.
David Berchtesgaden. So a Belgian man who felt so unappreciated by his
Belgian
friends and
man.
family decided to fake his own death. And the twist is his kids helped him do it. So he pulled off the prank of a lifetime when he faked his own death and showed up to his funeral by stepping off a helicopter instead of being carried out by a hearse. TikToker David Berton, along with his wife and children, decided to orchestrate the
Pseudocide?
pseudocide. Oh, pseudocide, because it's fake side, right? To
Yeah.
prank loved ones and see who actually cared about the 45-year-old. The fake funeral, which was held near a city of Liège last weekend, was attended by dozens of friends and family members dressed in black, waiting for the ceremony to begin until they were met with the landing helicopter. This is a Larry David. Do you remember did you see the last episode, the last season with,
That Latte Larry?
no, yes, the Latte Larry thing with Richard Jenny, where he had his
Oh, Richard Lewis. Richard Jennings
Lewis.
has been very dead for a while.
Richard Lewis. It wasn't Richard Lewis. It was another actor that was having his celebration of life
Yes, while he was still alive.
while he's still alive, and he was upstairs, like watching everything on like video. And Larry's giving he wanted Larry to speak, and Larry's like, well, if he was and he started doing stand up, and he's like, the fucking guy is doing stand up. And then he
That's when
found out
he
he's
had
like
all the he's all hoarding all the supplies.
he's a COVID hoarder. He had
COVID
like
hoarder.
toilet paper and all that shit. Fucking love that.
Was it Ted Danson? No, it was somebody
No.
else.
It was somebody else. It was shit. I know the guy, but it wasn't Danton. He had a thing with Danton for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
How about you teach your kids to appreciate you? You're like, where's daddy? Daddy's dead. That's fucked up.
You know, I love the quote in there where he's like, "Hey," he's like, "I get it, I understand, but come on, man, like that's going a little bit too far."
Hey, I don't know how things roll in Belgium, but they don't put up with like kids not paying attention to them being dicks. Just saying,
Yeah.
kids can be real dicks.
Oh, dude, I think about it all the time. Like, I know it's like extremely horrible, but like, there's days where they're just such little assholes. I'm like, you know what? One day you're gonna be crying at my funeral. Like
I
that
gotta say,
actually brings
so-
me at the tiny little smallest bit of joy at the moment, even though I know what an asshole I am for even thinking that way.
See, you're thinking in your mind like, oh, my kids are like, Daddy's dead, and then cry, like, cry, little bitches, cry. Appreciate me.
You have that moment, and
See?
then you know, then you're like, God damn, I gotta stop being such a little pussy and step my game up.
And that's how they invented Father's Day.
I guess. Just, oh, we'll shut that up for a day. All right, we'll let him go play golf or do whatever.
And kids would be like traumatized, like, Dad, are you okay? Are you not dying? Every day? You'd be like, okay, kids, I didn't mean to fuck up with your head. Like, I didn't mean to fuck with you
Sorry.
guys, but
Yeah.
you know, I realized this
mean-
is traumatic.
Let's be honest. Mother's Day, it's like the world stops for Mother's Day. You know, you got to get the flowers and the this and that, and it's like a whole big. It's like a week celebration. Or Father's Day, it's like, hey, here's a tie. Go watch golf.
I really hope my wife isn't listening right now, but Mother's Day is like, you can do no wrong. You have to do everything for her. It's soup to nuts. Like, fucking, like unicorns are shit and rainbows. Like, it's like, that's like everything. And then Father's Day is like, whatever. Fucking go back to work.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, night and day. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm lucky. Like, the stepkids I have are good. They're really good. They just don't bother me on Father's Day, so I love that.
Just being left alone is great.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, and then I'm like, and then my wife's fucking with me. I'm like, no, leave me alone. It's Father's Day. And I'm a stepfather, and I don't give a fuck. I just want to be left alone. You know what I had before having stepkids? I had fucking all the time to myself. That's what I want back, just for like a few hours. Hours. Maybe I could go to the gym. How about that?
There you go.
Just saying.
No, I'm it's off. It's not right, but I understand.
And then here you are. Your wife's
Here
going
I am.
off to see her dad. And
Here
you're
I
going to be
am.
home with the babies.
Yep. It's going to be interesting, but I can do it. I believe
But
in
the
me.
reciprocal is the ski weekend that you're going to take with your buddies.
Oh, I think you mean ski weeks.
Ski
I'm gonna be
weeks.
Taking.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I'm not saying much. I'm being cool because I know that, you know,
Just internalize it, take it in. You will release it on the mountain.
it's going to be all right. Yeah.
Plah.
Release the
Or it
Kraken.
would be like plah.
That's, you know, it's all about ebbs and flows, you know, it all kind of works out in the end. So that's why I'm not getting too bent out of shape about it, because I know I am going to, have some epic ski weeks because of that.
So let's talk ski dreams this year. Nick is in Denver.
Yes.
Great. Not just Denver. He's like outside, like in a good spot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on. Like, what? I'm going to do the Europe trip, which is going to be great. It's going to be fun, awesome. But that's just 1 week. I got to do something else.
Well, I think we should be saving this for the real Ski Bum podcast, not for Under the Ropes.
I agree.
We can make it a whole topic on the next episode about our ski goals for the year.
I like that. I like where you're going with that.
I like that too.
All right.
Then we can wrap this bad boy up.
Let's wrap it up.
All right.
See us next time.
Yes, thank you so much for listening. We do appreciate it. Check us out, skibumpodcast.com. Send us an email, skibumpodcast@gmail.com. Go to your favorite social media platform, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Untappd, YouTube. We are at Ski Bum Podcast.
Patreon.
If you love this madness, go to Patreon, patreon.com/Ski Bum Podcast. Support us. We got a couple levels.
We're on OnlyFans.
We are. Is there an unauthorized version of the Ski Bum Podcast on OnlyFans?
I think I have to put something on. I'm going to write this down. OnlyFans is going on.
I'm thinking about setting up an OnlyFans of me just mowing the lawn with my shirt off and see if I get some.
Dude, that's all it's
desperate
going to be.
ladies
It's going to
sending
be
me a few
meaningless
dollars.
shit.
Yeah.
Like me working on the car, like walking the dog, you mowing the lawn. That's it.
I think that could be a home run. That could get us that curbside, trailside condo over in Jackson Hole with a
Dude,
couple
you
months of
mowing
that.
the lawn, people be like, I got to click on that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You just got to word it the right way.
It's all about, you got to sell the sizzle, baby, not the steak, right?
The sizzle.
The sizzle. 10,000 cc. Use my code BSchneider15, 15% off. Snowbound. Go to snowboundexpo.com. Use the code LAUNCH for $1 lift tickets, $1 conference tickets for the weekend.
Lift tickets. That'd be great.
We're thinking about it. We're thinking about lift tickets. We're thinking about inflation. How do we ski more?
If we did
got plans.
private, like a little location, $1 lift tickets, that'd be great.
That would be pretty cool.
How about
Flutter
Big Snow?
Bar. A lot of good stuff was discussed here.
So,
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
say hi, say pollute.
See ya.